Frantic Nerdcast here to stay. AJ, Brock, and Zach will say, join the ride, don't fade away. Nerdy joy in full display.
Hey guys, we had a problem with a corrupted file this week, so only half the episode is video. At about the 40-minute mark, we cut to audio only. Sorry about that. We'll see you next.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Frantic Nerdcast yet again. We are back with episode 72. I am AJ.
I'm Brock.
I'm Zach.
And we're here to talk about all the frantic things for you guys. How are we, lads?
Fantastic.
Are we lads or ladies, or I'm not sure where you were going with that.
I was saying ladies. I was going to say ladies and gentlemen, but then
I've been called worse.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Oh, that is fair. That is fair.
No, it's been great. School holidays at the moment, so just been catching up on a few house things and a lot of TV and catching up on all that sort of good stuff.
So you're on holidays again?
Yeah, mate. Just felt like it. Felt like having another 2 weeks off, so I earned it. So, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. For me, I had my birthday during the week, or on the weekend rather, and my wife and daughter got me a lovely little Lego set that I cannot wait to rip into. It's the Batman 60s live action Batmobile. So fuck yeah,
Yeah, I
keen
look forward to
as.
seeing you put that together.
So do I.
it is a very impressive Lego set, I must say. I was very impressed by
I'm
it.
looking forward to it. It was funny because Shane got it for me and then got it home, opened it up and whatnot. She looked at the front and goes, oh, fuck, is that how big it is? Like thinking that the image on the front is how big the Lego will end up being. I said, no, it's not, but I think it's going to be pretty close.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Indeed.
I've just been working and stuff, but I've had the opportunity to watch quite a few TV shows and movies and stuff, just like a movie a night kind of thing.
So per usual?
So yeah, just watched a couple of things, done some painting. I got last episode we talked about the last episode or the one before we talked about the fact I got the Marvel United box,
Yes.
that Kickstarter one. So I painted a few of those guys, and yeah, I think I got 4 of them actually finished, and like 12 of them,
Yeah, okay.
3/4 done.
I've still got my Halo guys to finish off. I think I've done half of them.
They were looking good.
I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I spent a fair bit of time on Master Chief to get him done, and I'm happy with how he turned out. And then there's other ones where I've pretty much just sort of slapped some paint on and dry brushed and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what, that turned out sick. And then I did the same for another model. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to have to try again there.
Well, I'm going to try, hopefully knock out 2 of the Gargants in next week because I'm still, if I can get my shit together, going in the Castle Salt Epic tournament that's coming up later this year.
So you've been talking about how you need to be prepared for that for a while, and you haven't started by the sounds?
I've started one.
Oh,
This is typical. I think my record for the latest finishing was a CanCon where the night
You were painting on the table you were going to play on?
All but. So the night before, I stayed up to about 3 o'clock finishing everything, and then had to wake up at 7 to finish a dry brush of the basing to get that finished. That's how long. And then it was pack the car and go pick up people.
Because most of those things they've got to be painted.
Yeah, it's got to be painted. It can't be at some house tournaments and things. You get a bit more leeway, but like at CanCon, a proper one like that, everything's got to be tabletop ready, painted, based, everything like that.
There's games that you get points for that now. Like I know that Warhammer did it a lot in their latest release and whatnot, but
I can't speak of other systems, but most systems, especially like the Games Workshop ones, they have a painting component, which I prefer it to be a lot smaller than some people have it, because yes, you have to have it painted. I agree to that, but sometimes they have the painting scores into the overall tournament scores, and there's been results where people have won even though they haven't been the best general, so to speak, because they've painted better than someone else. So I always think it's just because I can't paint doesn't mean...
Oh, so they're actually doing a rated paint system that goes, I just meant painted points, not painted no points.
Yeah,
and it's like a set rate, whether if your army is painted, you get X amount of points. If it's not, you don't.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people do there's like a 5, like out of 5 sort of thing. It goes from, painted, based, more than 3 colors, that sort of thing. But then there are others where it's like, there's like level of paint jobs and then conversions as well. So like some people obviously put hours into
Sure.
converting and have the skills. I do not have the skills to make conversions other than, I'm going to swap that head to this head.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you just said like, some of them, like if you have more than 3 colors and whatnot, and just like based and just you're talking very simple things to meet.
Yeah.
I would love to see a competition where the painting component of it is that simple. Like if you have 3 colors on it, and if you just have it based and whatnot, and just literally spray paint like 3 colors across the whole army, just looks rubbish. But then you said, there's also like a skill level to it. I'm like, fuck, that blows that out.
It would be entertaining to have like a monotone rule.
Yeah.
So your whole army has to be one color.
Yeah, well,
Like it'd be different shades of that color, but it has to be a color.
So pick green, and it's just like, yeah, okay.
Well, someone ran a Tau Stealth Suit army, basically, and literally they were just put display bases on the board. No models. It's like, they're stealth suits. You can't see them.
Yeah.
It's just this base.
I've painted them so well, you can't see them.
But yeah, so I enjoy painting, and I think painting, like we should encourage people to paint skillfully if they can. But I just think if you go into a tournament, there should be a paint score to make sure everyone has it painted on the table. But that should be it. It shouldn't be.
It should be a yes. It should be a yes or no thing.
Just because I'm a lousy painter, that shouldn't have an overall impact on where I finish at the end of the weekend, because it should come down to how you perform on the table, not what you do at home.
I agree with that.
So,
I agree.
but other than that, our painting comp it's currently live at the time of recording. It will be finished probably by the time this comes out. So it's neck and neck. It's been one of our closest painting competition votes wise.
Beautiful.
Everyone's still in with the running.
Marvelous.
Someone might be very happy when the results are finished, but we'll finish that. And then before we get started, I just want to shout out Brendan, long time listener, first time donator to the show. He donated to us to help us with our master sets a poster collection. Hold that forward. So that's my Bulbasaurs plus the extra one he gave me, and then AJ and Brock have also collected their Squirtles and Bulbasaurs. So we are now all one step closer towards it. So thanks, Brendan.
Baby Charizard. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Brendan. That's awesome. One step closer to I think there's about 30 that I need to get.
Yeah, so, looking through the cost of some, like most of them are achievable and quite easily. It's just finding them is the hard part, but obviously there are about 2 or 3 Bulbasaurs I know for sure.
Mine's just going in my Pokedex.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you were.
I've given up on the Charizard.
Yeah, I figured
I'm not spending that much money on Pokemon cards.
It's when it comes to that first edition base set Bulbasaur, that's where the money's going to get tight. So I'm going to have to trade for that. So I'm going to have to find some other good cards and stock them up to be ready to trade for that.
They're not too expensive though.
You can find them.
And Charizards.
No, it's the first edition shuttles. Like they're about that one, and there's the first edition Erica's Bulbasaur that are starting to get up there in dollars wise.
Yeah, but they're still only like 40 to 80 US.
No, those ones are starting to creep up in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Most of them, like the 151 illustration rare and Stellar Crown ones, they're about 40 to 50 Australian, so they're not too bad. It's just, there's about 2 or 3 that are starting to get up towards that 100 plus mark.
Yep.
Well, that's your fault for deciding to do this.
You're welcome.
No, yeah, sweet. All right, well, let's get straight into some fun content here. I want to talk about
TV shows.
TV shows.
I've got things to discuss here.
Which one would you like to talk about first?
Let's talk about Sandman first.
Oh, okay.
What, that ruined your
No,
your moment?
I haven't quite finished all of season 2 that's out yet.
Well, that's your fault.
I know.
I
blame my sick wife.
I'm not going to spoil anything for the season. All right. And in all honesty, you can't really spoil something for comics that have been out nearly 30 years.
This is pretty true to the comic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very true to the comic. So first thing I want to touch on is the fact of this is the end. This is the end of the show.
Yes.
Season 2 is finished, and there has been a lot of talk about whether it's because of Neil Gaiman's naughty extracurricular activities, of which he has been cancelled for, or like just Netflix doing their thing and cancelling shows.
I think it's column A, column B.
I don't think it's either.
Oh.
Personally, in my opinion, it's done.
Yeah.
They have. As of the end of this show, like the July 24th is when the final part comes out, and then there's a bonus episode which has nothing to do with the series.
Because we're getting 2 more episodes on the 24th. Yeah, 4 more. Is it? I thought it was only 2.
It's formal. And it has covered the original run of the comic books at that point.
Because I read one thing quickly. I can't remember who put it up there or who it was about, but it was someone involved in the show, and he said that they were looking to do 4 seasons of the show. However, due to creative reasons, they ended up going with 2 seasons, and that was more or less a direct response to being asked about, is it because Neil Gaiman got cancelled? And that was his response. So I get what you're saying. I still reckon it's column A, column B.
They've covered everything.
Oh yeah,
It'd be interesting.
but
It would have just been drawn out as fuck if they didn't
That's
do it.
that's
so.
my thing was, were they planning at least a 3rd season and then they've rushed a few things to get everything into this season, or were there rewrites to make it just
the
season
thing
2?
is, this show would have been filming when all this shit, the Neil Gaiman shit, came out. So the scripts would have been written. Neil Gaiman's still credited on all the episodes.
that's true.
All of this stuff would have happened before before all this stuff came out. So
That's fair.
all the people whinging about Netflix cancel, blah, blah, it's like,
I think Dead Boy
unless they-
Detectives has more to be upset about than Sandman.
yes, Dead Boy Detective definitely. But this one, unless season 3 and 4 they were going to be delving into the newer comics, this is done.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, I'll run through some of the stuff. So in season 1, they did Preludes and Nocturnes, which is issues 1 to 8, and that's Dream trapped, and he needs to be capture back his power items.
I've just finished rewatching that. I have an issue to discuss about that part of the comic.
Okay, we'll come back to that. The Doll's House, episodes 9 to 16. He tracks down rogue dreams that have escaped, and he also puts a stop to the serial killer convention and deals with the dream vortex.
Yep.
So that's essentially all of season 1, which is the first 16 issues of the comic.
Okay.
And then season 2 has one of the one-off issues, which is Shakespeare puts on a play for the otherworldly people.
I really enjoyed that.
That was a great episode. So that was only one of the one-offs. That wasn't part of like a continual story arc, but they've sort of just jammed that into one of the episodes.
Lisa will thoroughly enjoy that episode.
I was going to say, like, we'll come back to it like we're coming back to Zach's thing.
In season 2, they cover Seasons of the Mist, which one of the episodes is called. That's episode issues 21 through 28, and that Sandman goes to hell. He gets given the key, and then people want it from him.
That was an awesome episode.
And then Brief Lives, which is issues 41 to 49. Dream and Delirium try and find destruction. They must use the help of Dream's son.
Sure.
And then the end of it is The Kindly Ones, which is like a 12-issue arc or something like that.
Which is what we're getting in part
and
2.
That essentially wraps up the comic books.
Okay.
So that is, and if you know what happens, it's a very obvious end
Sure.
to the show.
Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose then, like, with all that being said, like, I haven't read the comics. I think there's something that I will go back and read, like, with how much I've enjoyed the show.
Well,
I mean,
if
it
you're a
would be good to
DC
get it.
fan, you'll love it because it has lots of DC characters in it.
Yeah.
Because it is part of the DC universe.
Sure. So, I mean, I'll probably go back and, like, have a read and check it out and whatnot. I'm not going to rush to it because I've got so much in the catalogue now to get through, but I am keen to do it.
Okay, Zach, what was your question, good sir?
So Lisa and I have rewatched season 1 in the last week to watch season 2 because it's been a while and we just wanted to jog our memories. Love it. As I messaged you, like the cinematography and the scenes in it were like how the show was put together was just absolutely
It's
fantastic.
fucking phenomenal.
Like the diner scene was fantastic, and some of the scenes in there were just were brilliant. This is more of a plot hole, I kind of think. So Dream isn't endless, yeah. So
He's one of the endless.
yeah,
yes.
but they've all been there for thousands, millennia, yeah. Would 100 years not be like that to them?
Depends how they view time. Funnily enough, which is what their dad's name is.
It's one of those things where if you are forever doing something and forever taking a moment and potential, like doing whatever, and if you get stopped for 100 or 200 years, like you have to stop and take that in. Like it's not a moment. You still go through every single one of those minutes, seconds, hours, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it comes back to time is relative. So that's why when in your everyday life, you'll be sitting down doing a task, and if it is a boring, monotonous task, that hour feels like 8 days.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's something that you really enjoy, the hour goes, you're like, it's gone. So if you're 100 years put in a position where you are bored out of your absolute brain, you're going to feel every moment of that.
Yeah, it was just more so
years.
because I guess every other time you see characters like this depicted in other shows, comics, movies, usually it's like, oh, it's 100 years is nothing to me. Like I'll still be here and all that sort of thing. And more so like for...
I think it's a bit of bravado when you see it elsewhere. I'll still be here. Like, yes, you will.
Just because of like the destruction of the dream realm. I was like, 100 years. I felt like was too small enough time for the amount of damage to be done in that time because of how long he's been alive for, and like a lot of those creatures there would be used to probably not seeing him at all.
I think it highlights his relevance.
Yeah, I guess so. And I'm sure it was just something that popped in my head. I was like, just a question to discuss. Clearly, there were lots of good answers prepared. So
I was not expecting these answers.
We've talked about Sandman before, but for those people who haven't read or even watched the series, firstly, shame on you for not watching Netflix show. It is one of the best comic book adaptations ever done.
It's incredible. As Zach said, it is visually stunning. The
perfect casting.
sound design that's gone with it, incredible.
The actor that plays Dream does such a good job.
He is so fucking good. And yes, there has been a little bit of whinging by the internet neckbeards about, they changed the gender of people. My God, it's so woke. Fuck off.
That's 2025.
You're a cockhead.
If it works, it works.
It is phenomenal. And all those changes were Neil Gaiman done or approved. And he's the creator of the fucking comic book. So he's allowed to do that if he wants to. But essentially what it is, it's based on the character Dream, Sandman,
as we said, one of the endless. The seven endless.
All of his multiple names he has throughout time. He is essentially, one of the endless. It's a family of eternal beings. They essentially, it never really covers in the comic book what they are, but essentially when a death occurred, death was created. When someone first dreamt, dream was created. When someone first destroyed something, destruction was created. Time and night are their parents, essentially, and they're also estranged. And it's very, very big story world kind of thing. You've got death, dream, destiny, delirium, desire, despair,
destruction,
and death and destruction.
Death and destruction. So they're the seven endless, the kids essentially.
Remind me, I've just watched this and I've forgotten who played the role of the devil, or the leader.
Gwendolyn,
the
something
chick
or other.
from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, who was she?
Wednesday.
What endless was she?
She's not. She's Lucifer.
Right. Okay.
So she is.
That's why I was having a big issue.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah, she's the standard story of Lucifer put a rebellion against God and was rejected, and she was given hell to rule over.
I just, for some reason, thought she was
Sandman
endless
beats
as well.
her,
For some
and
reason,
essentially, you find out in season 2, which isn't really a spoiler. She decides, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm not ruling hell anymore. Hell's yours, Dream." And she fucks off, to America and opens in the comic book, opens up a nightclub called Lux, which for those of you who have watched the Lucifer TV show, that show is actually based on the spin-off comic Lucifer, written by Neil Gaiman.
I think a good way to sort of answer not your question, but what you said, like, is that Lucifer and who what? It's kind of like a good way to put it, in my opinion, is that the endless or the seven have been put into the world of what we consider like real mythos. So God, hell, angels, Lucifer, but then like you get Norse gods, you get fairies, you get all those demons, like all those types of things. They're things that we sort of correlate with not real world, so to speak. And sorry for the people who consider them real, but
they all have their own realms.
Exactly. And they all have their own realms within this. And I think it's like taking things from everyday life that we know of and then putting the endless within that space. So does that kind of make sense?
Well, so they kind of explained like the roles of the endless, where they're not gods, they're sort of above gods. So like they're not the people that people pray or worship. They're just the people. They're the beings. Sorry,
they're
not
the
people.
cogs.
Yeah, they're the beings that just help the world run, sort of thing.
But again in the comics, it's left up to the reader to kind of decide or not. But essentially, it is hinted at that they are not actually required for those things kind of to happen. So if Destruction leaves in the comics, he's left and he leaves the family, but destruction still happens.
Yeah, they're just there to sort of help.
They help there to rule it and control it. And that's why when Dream leaves,
nightmares take over.
The dream goes to shit because it's still happening, but he's not there to organize it and control it and make it safe.
But I just, for some reason, thought in the show they gave Lucifer a endless title as well, but I was mistaken.
No, she is.
That's why I
she
was
is not one
confused
of
why I
the
couldn't
endless.
think of what it was.
And John Constantine in this, Joanna Constantine plays a very big role.
Or Josephine Constantine in
In the
flashbacks.
comics, Josephine Constantine is the same character.
Oh, sweet.
She's in the comics, but in modern time, it's John Constantine, her relative. But they've changed it to Joanne Constantine in the thing, just to have the same actor playing the same roles.
No, another random question before we move on. The episode with the time skip forward 100 years where old mate is immune from death and he meets up with Dream. That was a fantastic episode. Was that pub real? Do you know by chance? Because Lisa's like, did we visit this pub? I was like, I don't think so.
I imagine it probably would be a real pub.
Yeah.
Probably. But yeah, I
They definitely
loved that.
pull it
It's-
like historical elements through it as
yeah.
well. So
It's a phenomenal episode of like every year, every 100 years.
Every 100
Every
years.
100 years we meet up and have a pint, and just that part at the end when he finally meets up with him again, it's like, oh, that's some good TV fucking right there.
Sorry, you're not supposed to keep your friends waiting. Oh, you called him his friend. Oh.
Yeah, some good TV. And I really do enjoy from the first episode through to where we're currently at, the change in Dream. And you can see, because that's what happens in the comics, like he's a stern arsehole at the start and kind of slowly changes and gains more humanity throughout. And it's been really well illustrated. And the dude that plays him is just fucking sensational.
I think one thing, like sort of seconding what you just said there, is the way that he's growing from it, but also like he still steps back in his ways sometimes, because there's something that happens, and like as you said, we're not trying to go for spoilers or anything. There's something that happens and it reacts the way that he would have previously, but then he sort of as soon as he's reacted, he's kind of like, no, give me a minute, I know what to do here, and then he says what he needs to say. Whereas previously he would have just gone off his fucking tree.
You can see that probably one of the first instances is as he comes back to the Dream after being captured, and he finds Cain and Abel and needs to take their gargoyle because it's pure dream essence, so he can actually go and do things now that his realm's been torn asunder. But then, like, he leaves the gargoyle egg for the next gargoyle to come through. So you can see even there, like, he's doing things out of necessity. No, I need to do this. Like, I don't care that he's your friend. But then also has that little, like, token at the end of it. So
I must say, and I love Delirium. Delirium, she's
doing very well.
So good, man. Because in the comic, she's like, her look changes from panel to panel.
Yeah.
So one panel she might have like small spiky orange hair. The next one she has like long orange hair and stuff like that. And just her essence constantly changes.
Yep.
And like it's just and they've done that really, really well. And fucking Desire. Oh, that's just some fantastic fucking casting
on
right
screen. When they're on screen and doing what they're doing, it is just perfect. And I
their
love
voice.
Yeah.
Their voice when they talk, like deep guttural.
Perfect.
Oh, and you're like, oh, you are just.
It just hits
you're
Desire.
Nailing this. You're nailing this.
I tell you what, like, so because we're not, as we said, we're not going for spoilers and whatnot. Things. So AJ, top 3 things that you've liked about the show. Bottom 3 things as well.
Like including up to where it's up to, or just
Up to where it's up to now. Just but don't give away like particular things. Just highlighting like some of the essences of the show that you're liking.
well, I'll let you think because I don't have 3 because
Yep.
I haven't seen a lot of season 2. But
Sure.
mine would and probably be the same for like casting, the cinematography, and the pacing have all been really good for me. I
So I
really
think-
don't have a major negative other than a few sort of plot holes that I'm making for myself.
So I think for me, it's the cinematography around it and the way that links in with the CGI. Like it's just everything from the set design through the costume design. It just fucking works. Not just the characters and the acting that goes into it, but there has not been 2 people on screen who have not melded like perfectly. Like just every time they're on screen, the bond that they have as soon as they start talking, every single one of them on screen is perfect. And like from the story perspective, I love the way that it's not. It's been written in a way that it's not. Episode 1 is this, episode 2 is this, episode 3 is this, and there's like a continued flow underneath. It's like episode 1 has this and this, but at the end of episode 1, like the last 15, 10 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever, actually goes into episode 2. So it's kind of like it links them in a way to have multiple different stories throughout with an underlying main arc. I love the way that that's been doing. I'll tell you what, one thing that I can't remember from season 1, and it might be there, but it's shit me in this one. Sturridge, so Dream, the pouting. I know that he was pouting in the first season, but I swear he has been told to fucking double down on the pouting, and that is driving me insane. His fucking lips are nearly touching the camera. They are pouting out that far. It's like, oh, come on, dude. Like, you don't need to pout that much. Like, I know, like, what they're trying to do. I think if they cut that back just a little bit, just went for that real stoic sort of natured character, I think that would work.
Definitely wasn't there in
better.
season 1, I can tell you that much.
Oh,
It's not as bad. Well,
you will
definitely
not.
as
You
bad
will
anyway.
not fucking miss it in season 2. I can tell you that much. There was one other thing that
Hold it.
was annoying me, but anyways, go on.
So favorite things for me, I mean, the entire fucking show is my favorite thing. It's fucking phenomenal. But the casting is one of the best things. Like, they have fucking nailed every
Yes.
single like thing. Like
Chemistry. That's the word I
Death
was
was
looking
the
for before,
only-
and I couldn't fucking
Yeah.
say it. Chemistry between all the characters.
Death was the only one that doesn't look comic book accurate, kind of thing, and that is disappointing, but not disappointing at the same time. Like, disappointing in the fact of she is such an iconic looking character in the comics. Like the goth,
okay.
white skin, goth facade, big black Cure style hair. Like, she is so iconically looking in the comics.
And having not read the comics, I don't have any sort of like. It's
but
just perfect.
There's nothing
like,
wrong
from that
with
perspective.
who they cast in it. She's phenomenal, and it's just that.
The personal
That is
gripe.
shame that she doesn't look like the comics because how
It doesn't
iconic
ruin it
is,
for you. It just
but
takes
doesn't
that
ruin
little
it.
that
Yeah, it doesn't ruin it because the chick that plays her is fucking
takes it
phenomenal.
from a 10 to a 9.9.
Yeah.
So casting, obviously one of my favorite things. The storylines are fucking phenomenal. But moments wise, I love the introduction of Constantine. That whole
worked.
in the church and everything is just phenomenal, and the shots were all beautiful in the wet streets of London and all that kind of stuff. It's great. Obviously, the diner scene, the diner episode, that's just because from memory that was in part 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
It was like the first episode of part 2, I
and
think.
we
maybe.
because I remember we watched it. We talked about part 1 on the podcast,
And then came back and went, holy
and,
shit.
and I was like, and I'm saying, like, I don't want to spoil this for you, but like, how are they going to do this episode? Because some shit goes down in this episode, and they fucking nailed it. It is so good.
It is an episode that has like very much a slow burn that then just goes from like a slow burn to just a full on bushfire of how shit happens.
The comic is even more mental. Like, they nailed it, but the comic episodes are just.
But even the what's his name, the character with the ruby in there, like even that casting choice for him was just spectacular.
I love what's the dude with his eye with the eyes. Corinthian's fantastic. He's so well cast.
Yep.
And just acts it perfectly. You can tell the actor was fucking having a ball with it. He's a dude. He was in Logan.
Yes.
Yeah. He's the guy in the arm with Logan. And season 2 has been everything I hoped it was going to be. They've nailed everything in it so far.
Like, the finish is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm keen as for it.
I'm very interested to see the kindly ones.
See what they do there.
Well, because there's a lot that happens in the comics.
Sure.
With characters that have been introduced. So I'll say this without spoiling. They've set the seeds for everything that needs to happen.
Yep.
Because there's parts in season 2 that happen. I'm like, oh, that's because of this. That's because of this. That's because there's all little seeds for all the payoff at the end.
Sure.
So they've set all the seeds for the things that need to happen, and it's obviously going to end the way I know it's going to end, which is phenomenal. But it's very interesting to see what's going to happen in this. But from the little teaser they gave you at the end of part 1, it looks like they're going to stick the landing very well. I honestly, there's no real negative things for me. They've just fucking nailed everything, in my opinion.
I'll say, except for his pouting. So I'll say,
I don't like that.
I'll say one thing. One thing, the other down that annoyed me a little bit was, and this doesn't necessarily spoil anything, but the God who dances in like episode 3, I think it is. So AJ knows what I'm talking about. Yep. That dance infuriated me because it started from a visual perspective, because the dancer came out, started doing what they were doing at the start, and you're just like, oh, that's so cool. Like it had just this real like echoey type way of doing it, like a particular movement and then the body would move, but then there would be an echo that would follow through and kind of like all wavy and stuff. It was really, really awesome. And then it just turned into a fucking fire twirl dance thing. And you're just like, if it hit, I just didn't feel that hit the landing for me.
Fair enough. And the
Started off so good.
the
Just-
song, the Hades song. That's all I'll say without ruining anything. Fucking phenomenal.
Oh, I can't remember the song.
When he goes to Hades.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was fucking
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah,
very
really,
fucking
really
well
good.
done.
Really, really good. But yeah, so
Zach's over there going, oh, "What am I missing?"
No. I was going to say, Lisa enjoyed watching parts of season 1 and like going, oh, that character was from Taskmaster. Oh, that character was from Taskmaster. That she quite enjoyed that.
Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yep.
But no, I'm looking forward to finishing part 1 and then watching part 2 when it comes out.
And one thing I will say that's quite refreshing about this as well is that it's not comic action adaptation. It's a drama.
Yeah.
And I love the way that it's a drama dressed in like a fantasy type realm. Like that's probably the best way to put it. And the way that it's being portrayed and shown and everything, I think it's fucking incredible. It's really refreshing to see that
you can
adaptation.
tell. Yeah, you can tell it was definitely written as like he's probably written it as a novel and then converted it
Yeah.
into. It's very novel-like.
Yeah,
in its
100%.
essence. So yeah, but I mean, it's sad that it's ending, obviously. But they have pretty much nailed everything in the episodes and stuff from the comics. So fucking let's go.
My biggest issue is I just would have liked to see the spin-offs into like the Lucifer and the other DC parts of the Sandman universe. But with the way it's going, it'll probably come again in a different aspect later
Well,
on.
Netflix don't own a lot of that stuff because it's all Warner Brothers and stuff. So it's probably a lot of the stuff some of the stuff that happens they just couldn't physically show because a lot of the characters they can't have. I probably think that may be why they don't have John Constantine, because they weren't allowed to show John Constantine as the character, so they
That's fair.
simply changed the character
Makes
to
sense.
someone else and made it as close as possible without infringing on the copyright of John Constantine.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, what's next? I don't know.
I feel like we should talk about Department Q since we went to last week and we didn't.
That sounds good. We can talk about Department Q.
Oh, it was spectacular.
Yeah. So I think did we actually?
You mentioned it
I
a
mentioned
while
it,
ago
yeah,
that you
and then
watched
made
it,
us watch it.
and then
Yeah.
we went and watched it after that.
So-
And yeah, it was brilliant from start to finish.
So this one came out 29th of May out on Netflix, and it is incredible. And one thing that was frustrating me when I started watching it was Matthew Good, the main actor through the whole
Where
thing.
do I know him from?
Where the fuck do I know him from? Okay, so he was in Abigail.
Yep.
He was Father
He was the
Christoph.
dad. I literally
Yep.
watched Abigail like 2 nights ago.
Oh, so
because it's new on Netflix.
I read that and I'm like, oh, fuck, of course he is.
Yeah.
But he was also in The Imitation Game alongside Benedict Cumberbatch. He was also in the Watchmen movie. He was as Mandius in The Watchmen. I'm like, fucking, well, there you go. There's a bit of a throwback.
He's Dracula in the Dracula series on Netflix.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was, wasn't
I didn't think he was. No. The Dracula Untold.
it? No, not Untold. The Dracula series, the 3-part series.
No, he
Written by the
wasn't.
guy who did
No.
Sherlock.
Nah.
Wasn't he?
No.
I thought he was.
No, definitely not.
Even I know that one.
There was some other people who I didn't really recognize, but then you had Kate Dickie, who was the chief in there. She was in Game of Thrones, Prometheus. She was in Star Wars as well, and all sorts of stuff. I recognized Kelly MacDonald. She made her film debut in the Coen Brothers Trainspotting. And gone on to do a whole bunch of other stuff as well through the round. So a few people who I recognised but couldn't remember where I recognised them from.
I know the show I'm thinking of. He is in it's a witch one with I can't remember. It was 3 seasons. It was a blonde chick. He plays a vampire in that. And yeah. It's the chick that was in the I Am 5. Was that the title of the movie?
I'm number
You're
4.
You're telling the story.
I'm number 4.
I Am number 4. That's one. Yeah.
I wish it was an I Am number 5.
the one who plays 6, I think, in that blonde chick. She's Australian.
Yeah, but what's that linking to him for?
She's in this witch show with him.
That doesn't help me at all.
Discovery of Witches.
That's the one.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Haven't heard of it.
it's
Matthew de Clermont.
It was a very popular young adult sort of Twilight-esque style books. And essentially it's about a chick who discovers she's a witch, falls in love with a vampire. This witch can travel through time. In the second season, they accidentally send them back into time, and then it turns into this whole time travel thing. And it was entertaining. It was good.
All right, so Department Q was fantastic. So basically the plot is the main character and his partner get ambushed and shot at a crime scene right at the start.
Yep.
He then, both characters survive with obviously different consequences to the shooting. His partner is paralyzed from the waist down, learning to walk throughout the season.
And one of his arms has lost majority of
where
movement as well.
he, the main character sort of walked away with just a bullet hole through the neck.
Mork. Shot in the neck.
But yeah, so basically he then gets given a department which is to go and solve cold cases.
I love how they came up with the name for Department Q.
Yep.
The shower quarters. That was awesome. I'm like, I wonder how they're going to do this. And yeah, just walks down, looks at the door, shower quarters. I'm like, yeah,
So
well
I thought the premise of the show from watching it was going to be them trying to solve the shooting as the main part of it, with cold cases being solved throughout, not the one cold case spanning the length of the season. But it was fantastic how they went about it and bringing the different characters, like the IT guy that becomes his partner. Oh, he's brilliant.
I can't wait to, we have to get a second season. Full stop, we have to. Because they've teased it, like this was the setup for Department Q as in my opinion, a fairly long-running show. Like it's got the capacity to be very long-running. I'm hoping for something along the lines of 3 to 5 seasons. I think
British shows tend to run for 3.
that's what I mean. Like being a British show, I was thinking like 3 seasons. I think 3 to 5 is going to be the sweet spot as to where they go. And I think they've set it up very sweetly for second season.
Well, it's not a Netflix show. I think it's only purchased by Netflix.
Yeah.
So that's always a good sign.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I say the
Netflix
budget
don't own it.
The budget for this show must be like very small, because it was literally just shot in streets and things like that from what I could tell. So
streets, the shower quarters, and
old abandoned warehouses. But yeah, like it was great. The mystery part of trying to figure out who had. So the cold case trying to solve, a lawyer goes missing, and so they believe she's still alive. So they're trying to go back and find this lawyer. And yeah, the mystery of who done it was great.
I think
they told that story really well.
Yeah, I think it was a really, really good whodunit type, as you said, show. The show that we spoke about the other week, or I spoke about, was The Better Sister, and that was similar. It was like a whodunit type thing. But the very key difference between the two is that The Better Sister was a whodunit who gives you a little bit of information at the end of an episode, which is kind of like, oh, okay. And then at the end of it just information dumps. Whereas this one, it doesn't sort of say, hey, look at me with information. It just lets something happen. You're like, oh, okay, that's been revealed. And they slowly reveal more and more that builds to the ending of a resolution of what's happening, rather than, hey, this is a big surprise at the end. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
There was no big dump at the end. It was very well laid out.
There were some shocking things.
Beautifully done the whole way through.
The only issue I had with that was just a comment AJ made was like, you'll never guess who did it. So I was immediately going, well, it's not the obvious character. It's not them. It's not this. Oh, it could be this character we're seeing in the background. So
I think once the guy who did it was on screen, I thought it was him straight away. Like as soon as I seen him, I'm like, that's him. And then like the next scene is like the faraway thing, and you see like a shot, and he's got the same hairdo, like all with a cap, and he's got the hairdo and whatnot.
I say there was a part for me. There was a photo was displayed with like, oh, is this him? It's like, oh, he never liked to have his photo taken. I was like, oh, well, that's really going to tie into either is this person or someone was acting as that person, because you don't see them clearly, and that it was a big deal. Yeah. So that was the part like, oh, okay, it's going to be one of these 2 or 3 characters from me.
But yeah, and that's, I think it was done in that way to sort of say, hey, this is probably the guy, and then just sort of give other little tidbits to sort of seal that thought, if that makes sense. Like, because I mean, the guy, I forgot the guy's name, but he was someone from the person who was kidnapped hometown, like the little island. And there was a scene where, as kids, he just looks down at her and kind of like really stares into her, and is like, he says something real creepy and sort of longingly creepy about it. You're like, oh, well, that's the other guy as a kid, because it just suited. I'm like, okay, well, he's going to be the bad guy, grown up. How the fuck does that thing happen to his eyes? And then the next episode was the thing about eyes. I'm like, ha, fucking yes, it's fucking yes.
The video recording of the bad guy as a kid was just like
that was
hauntingly scary. I was
that
like,
was creepy as fuck.
Very, very.
But yeah, I can't wait for season 2 to come out. This was fantastic. Recommend everyone go and watch this straight away because it's 9 episodes, I think it was.
Thereabouts.
8 maybe.
8 or 9.
Yeah,
I feel it was 9 because I remember going, it's weird that it wasn't 8. Like Lisa and I had a discussion. Was there something that was too much to fit into 8 or something that they couldn't quite get to 10 or something? But it was a sweet spot of whatever reason it was fantastic.
I must say, it's just one thing that British do well, and that is fucking crime dramas, man.
Yes.
They fucking nail that shit. And some recommendations off of Department Q. If you really enjoyed Department Q, there are some amazing recommendations that I'll give you that you should really, really watch. I mean, number one, obviously, would be Bodyguard, which I think most people who have Netflix probably watched. Bodyguard was sensational. Had old mate that played the Elder Stark in Game of Thrones. He plays a bodyguard of a parliamental person, and it is sensational.
Oh yeah, that was
so good.
that was on Netflix.
something
It's
I've
fairly
always-
recent, isn't it?
3 years ago now.
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
4
yeah.
years ago.
I haven't watched it, but it's something I really wanted to. And then the issue is he calls her like mom or something. and
Because he says man, but because of his accent, he says mom.
He's-
everyone's
he's-
thought,
he's-
wait, is that his mum?
Because I think he's Welsh.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mom, he says. So, yeah, Bodyguard, sensational.
He also
of that.
played. He was in the Eternals.
Yes. Broadchurch,
I think that's the show I'm trying to find out at the moment that's just come out.
David Tennant.
Oh, no, sorry.
No,
I'm
this is an
sorry.
old one.
I'm
So,
thinking of something
David,
different.
so this is Chris Chibnall wrote it. It is David Tennant leads it, and what's her name? She was in The Night Manager. She won.
Oh yeah. Old love.
Yeah.
Don't know.
She's also in it. Jodie Coleman, or whatever her name is, e.g. the female Doctor Who. She's in it. Essentially, they find a kid dead, and the whole series is trying to figure out who killed this kid.
Yeah.
And then season 2 is essentially the whole leading up to the court case. And then season 3, they do someone else dies, but season 3 wasn't great. Season 1 and 2, season 1 especially phenomenal. They tried to do an American spin-off, don't even touch that one. But yeah, that is just fucking some phenomenal TV there. And then you've also got the British Life on Mars.
Yeah. Okay.
Phenomenal, which then they did 2 seasons of that, and that leads into Ashes to Ashes, which is a spin-off of it, which is another 2 seasons. Fantastic British crime stuff.
Have you watched North Shore? It's recently come to Netflix. It's from 2023, so I don't know if you want to
Show
watch
me
it
the
before
cover.
that one there.
Oh, no, I haven't watched that yet.
it's-
It's Australian,
Oh, it is Australian?
British
Right.
crossover.
Yeah, because it had our old mate that played Samwise Tarly
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones, so I
So
thought
it's
it might be
based
British.
in
So.
the Prime Minister's daughter, or someone in power's daughter from England dies in Sydney. Is found dead in Sydney, so they send.
I think Shan was recently
Yeah,
watching
they
that.
send British
the
people to
title page is the
investigate.
Harbour Bridge in the back, but it was like,
Yeah.
oh, that looks like some British cast members, so it looked like an interesting watch
Yeah.
to go through.
Yeah, so not the British Prime Minister, but it's one of her parliamentary candidates.
Yeah,
That's the Prime Minister's parliamentary
someone in
candidate,
power.
and the person is like next in line to be Prime Minister. Like she's
okay,
probably
yeah.
like she's all but gotten a tap on the shoulder to run for it. But yeah, her and her husband are in Australia, and
Yeah, I was just seeing it was any good because
I'm sure it would be
Shan
great.
watched it. Shan watched it. I seen it seen a bunch of bits and pieces in the background. It didn't really pique my interest, but like bits and pieces that were there were good. But yeah, it didn't catch my eye enough to
You know what
stay
I started
vested
watching
in it.
today?
What?
Ballard. It's on Prime. It's just come out. It's got Maggie Q as the main actor in it. Maggie Q, for those of you who don't know, if you're nerdy enough, you might know she was the lead in Nikita, the series. It was a reboot of an original series, which was then a reboot of a Luc Besson film.
Yep.
It's really good. It's a spin-off of Bosch, if you've ever watched that.
No.
It's a really good cop one.
Okay.
But yeah, it's actually quite good. And funnily enough, she is solving cold cases. And it's a really good one where it's like, so far, I'm about halfway through, like she's investigating one case and then she's like, oh, we'll open up another case because we're lost of leads on this one and stuff. But then each case like leads into another case, which leads into another case, and they're all connected in some way, sort of thing. And it's really well done. It's it's not as good as Department Q by any means, but it's pretty enjoyable.
So one I'll throw in there that I think I've mentioned in the past. I may have spoken about it or mentioned it when we were talking about Better Sister. Is The Fall.
Oh yeah,
Now, yeah. So that's Jamie Dornan. That is set in Northern Ireland. 3 seasons, basically follows a serial killer who's killed several women around this place, and the lead detective who is trying to find him and put him away. And it is very, very incredibly well done. So I'd highly, highly recommend going and checking out that one. That's The Fall.
All right. Sounds good. Can I jump into another show I've finished watching?
Of course you can.
So I finally finished season 3 of Jack Reacher.
Oh, yep.
By far my favourite of the 3. I think this one was set well. The pacing was fantastic. The DEA agent was great value to have in there. And yeah, it was just, I think, a really good show. I do agree I needed the palate cleanser between each one.
I wish I had done that.
Because I think that made me appreciate them a little bit more, because I wasn't just seeing the same thing. Because I think, although
They
I
are
think
very samey.
I say, although Alan does a fantastic job playing Reacher, he needs a bit more personality, I think, throughout times. And I think the scenes where him and Neely are together are some of the best scenes because they've got that chemistry. So having that break between them, I think, allowed the show to breathe a bit better for me. But yeah, season 3 was great. How it starts with like not knowing that he's actually an inside agent and those sorts of things there, and then figuring that part out was great. And trying to work out who the guy was throughout. Because at one point I thought, because they reveal that the bad guy, he says at the start, I can't remember his name now, but he's got an alias. But they talk about the alias and they talk about him. They never put them two together. So I was waiting for the alias to actually be another person, and there's going to be another sort of spin-off there somewhere. But no, it was great.
The big dude, man.
Oh, yeah.
I love that fight they have.
Don't piss him off. I'm like,
and the part where he's like arm wrestling and then lets go and punches himself in the face.
No, it wasn't arm wrestle. It was the barbell, wasn't it?
No, it was arm wrestling. It was Bavarian arm wrestling.
Yeah, so
because
he goes, how much do you bench? I don't know. It's boring.
That's
it's pointless.
right.
But Bavarian arm wrestling, that's where it's at. Okay, how do we do this? But even the first scene when you see him, Rickman gets out of the car and stands in front of him.
And then looks up.
And looks up like, holy fuck. And then he just spins him against the car. I'm like, he just got fucking bodied. Like, he's fucking huge.
And like from that perspective, like they continue the whole trope of like, it's obvious how he's going to win in that he's going to do something smarter. And he says it straight off the bat. He goes, I'm not stronger than you, but I am smarter. It's like, okay, well, that's how it's going to get resolved. And then how that ends up happening at the end is fucking brilliant. Just what takes a
bullet case and plugs the barrel or something.
Yeah, knows the gun, so knows that when a particular type of gun, you take a bullet out and then run it through the chain mechanism, it just explodes. So it's like, fuck. But for the way that their fight literally, their fight was negligible to the story. Like it wasn't in the story at all. They were literally fighting for the entirety of a whole episode off to the side.
It's purely fan service. It was fantastic.
While the actual story was still happening over in the building. I thought, they're just putting it there because it's great.
But even so, yeah, the DEA agents the side characters were fantastic. She was brilliant. I love some of her one-lines in there. But then even her elder DEA agent that was with him, just the whole, every time he spoke to Reacher, asshole. I was like, yeah.
Every time he came onto the screen, the one thing that came through my head was old fucking Donald Glover coming through and going, I'm getting too old for this.
But even how like the rookie DEA agent, he dies, even that scene was well done, because I was like, I know,
simple but well done.
You could see coming from a mile away how that he was going to get outsmarted or something, and old man was going to get free.
It was
and kill
being
him.
set up for like 3 episodes.
Yeah, but then when it actually happened, I was like, oh, I never saw that coming. So that was cool. But yeah, fantastic. I'd give it like a 7 or 8 packs. Like definitely worth watching.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's on that note. You can't really do Sandman yet, so we'll leave that for once you finally watch Sandman. Department Q packs.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 8.
8.
I wrote it down somewhere and forgot to write it down here, so I'll come back to that. I think I gave it like a 9.
Oh, yeah, 9.
I think I gave it about an 8 from memory, or 8 or 9. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was really, really good. And before we jump off of movies and stuff like that, we are going to see Superman tomorrow night.
Fuck
I've got a movie to talk about if we're jumping off there as well, but Superman first.
Yeah, so Superman, we are going to see it tomorrow night. So expect a review next week's episode for it. We are very much looking forward to it. I've only heard good things. I've tried to avoid as much as possible for reviews and
as
stuff.
soon as I'm scrolling through Facebook and I get like a little flash of blue or red, I'm like, gone.
Yeah.
I've had a few conversations with mates about it. Their main concern, I think, is what we were concerned about at the start, is just from the trailer you see about 1,000,002 bad guys in it.
I'm not too concerned about that. I know you were, but
I think we're definitely... It'll be covered in a flashback in like the opening 15 minutes. It'll be flashback to, remember when this happened, and flashback to seeing him beat that kaiju, and remember this part. So
it has that aura about it, especially with the way that you had the trailer and those bits and pieces. They look samey.
And the fact we're going to it, he is Superman. He's actively Superman.
Yes.
It's not a.
He's been Superman for 3 years.
Yeah, it's not coming in as he's finding out that he's Superman and that sort of stuff. So
I have heard one thing, and I read it, and
don't say it.
Yeah,
don't say it.
Don't
say it.
There's a John Wick moment.
that's fine.
Don't say it. He said it.
I'm fine. That only makes me happier.
That's all I read. I read somewhere it said someone said, "Well, Superman has a John Wick moment."
But to be fair, Superman is just John Wick on steroids.
That's not what I mean.
Okay, never mind then.
The puppy dog.
You had to do it. You had to do it.
Right. That wasn't where I was going at all with John Wick. That's fine. I have low enough expectations for this movie anyway, so it's fine. I don't have enough faith in DC yet. Like, this movie will probably restore that faith because I've heard good things, but I'm going in there with not expecting it to be fantastic.
Yeah. Similarly, like I'm hoping that it's good, but not expecting the.
If you want some good,
best,
some good DC, jump on the fucking internets and watch the John Constantine series. That's fucking great.
Watch pretty much any
movie
animation.
The Constantine movie was really good.
Watch pretty much any DC animation. They're all fantastic.
Yeah, we've talked about that multiple times.
Yeah.
So, referencing people's expectations, I saw Jurassic World last week.
Oh, yeah.
Die Hard with dinosaurs.
Yep.
Not Die Hard. Mission Impossible dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
And without Tom Cruise. As we were leaving, there was a group of people there talking about it, and one bloke goes, I thought that was shit. I thought this was going to be the best movie of the year, and that was shit. I was like, to myself, if you think a Jurassic World movie is going to be the best movie of the year, that's your own fault. Your expectations are way out of
It's the seventh movie in the fucking franchise. It ain't going to be the best one.
It is.
It's going to be a recycling of everything else.
The newest Mission Impossible is pretty much up there for the best Mission Impossible, in my opinion.
It is good. If you go to the movies and watch it, you'll enjoy it. If you stay home and you don't wait, and you wait until watch it on TV, you'll enjoy it. There's nothing overly wrong with it, as long as, again, it's a Jurassic World, Jurassic Park movie. You know what's going to happen. There are a few tweaks in it to make it a little bit different here and there, but it is what it is. Their aim is they're going there to hunt the largest of the three species. So a land dinosaur, a flying dinosaur, and a sea dinosaur.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to use their heart, stem cell, blood cell, DNA, whatever it is, to try and cure heart disease. They've got a theory behind it, but they need a titan dinosaur from each aspect of the Earth.
Because they don't have the evil doctor behind all of it anymore.
No, and so they end up...
Because he can just grow it.
Yeah, so they're not going to Jurassic World or the Jurassic Park. They're going to like their B facility where they were in the middle series with Chris Pratt, where they were experimenting and mutating the dinosaurs. So this is the island where that happened, and this is where they kept all the ones that were, as quoted, either too ugly or too dangerous for the park.
So from memory, I can't remember, I'm stretching a little bit here. You had Jurassic Park and there was 2 islands. Is it the same 2 islands in Jurassic World as well?
Yes.
Okay, so they are
they reopened the park.
Sure. Yeah. So they're just revisiting I think it's Isla Nublar or whatever, which is the island from Jurassic Park 2.
Potentially.
Yes. I think so, yeah, from memory, yeah.
But yeah, like, it was interesting. You have, obviously, there's the family that shouldn't be there. So the family, the dad is from the Lincoln Lawyer show. I can't remember his name. But you see this boat and you're like, originally like, well, they're going to get fucked up. Till you see who's piloting the boat. Like, oh no, they'll be he's too big an actor to die this early. He'll be fine. But yeah, like, you get your normal scenes of dinosaurs escaping and causing, mayhem and stuff. But it was good. Like, it's not bad by any means. There is more to it than the trailer showed us, but the trailer does cover most of it. Yeah, a lot of it. there could be a second one because the big bad dinosaur
it's gonna be a fucking-
survives.
I think they already said that they were doing a trilogy of this as well.
It has no doubt with how they've gone before, but the big bad dinosaur survives, so there could be something to do with that. Like it's still alive.
Oh, spoilers! I'm not going to see it now.
Oh, you'll be fine. And the T-Rex in it is a puppy dog. Like the mannerisms it shows is it's a puppy dog. Yes, it tries to eat, and there's a scene where a little girl has a moment where she will be terrified for the rest of her life. She's under a inflatable life raft in the river.
Oh,
and,
yeah, they so much show that in the trailer.
yeah, and the T-Rex comes in and bites, and then you see a perspective from her. She's like, and so you see like the tooth just start to come into the raft. And you're like, yeah, that's nightmares for days.
So basically, they replaced Blue with a T-Rex.
No, that's the T-Rex only in for that scene. That's it. Then he's gone.
I thought you said the T-Rex was a big puppy dog. It made it seem like he was like throughout.
No, just the mannerisms. Like you see him like he's asleep next to like a shipwreck and rolls over and like a puppy dog, and then
starts fetching its ball.
As they escape, he like gets his head hurt and is like shakes it off like a dog does, and then just walks off. Like, but that's it.
Speaking of movies, we unfortunately lost another actor on the 3rd of July, Michael Madsen.
I'm about to be yelled at.
No.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, you didn't know who it was, did you?
I only know him from Free Willy. That's it.
Yeah. No, he was very, very famous. A lot of B characters, not B movie roles, but B characters. He was never like the leading man. Yeah. He was always sort of secondary. But most sort of movie aficionados will know him from all of Quentin Tarantino's films. And one of the most famous scenes out of Reservoir Dogs, the dancing murderer scene. That's him. He was a great actor, and unfortunately, 56, died of a heart attack, which may or may not have been caused by a bit of partying, because reportedly he was a very big partier.
Fair enough.
So so who knows? They haven't reported how he died, but unfortunately he did die. So that is sad.
It is.
And what was the other actor that died not that long ago? There was two. There was another one that died.
One like the week before.
Yeah.
I've gone blank on
I can't remember who it was.
No, only first something of is the soccer player.
The soccer player died?
Yeah, a week ago, Diego Jota had a car accident.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, car accident. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes, very sad.
All right, on to, speaking of movie stars, we're going to talk about a thing, which is the GOAT action stars.
So this came about because I watched Heads of State this week, which is the new movie with Idris Elba.
I also watched Heads of
and
State.
Johnson. And again,
Is that on what stream?
Prime.
Okay, I'll give it a... I'll see if I give it again
I was
over the weekend.
pleasantly surprised by it, I must say.
It's good.
Seeing who the actors were, I'm like... I know what to expect from this, but we'll see how it goes.
I was kind of hoping for just a little bit more from it.
No, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
It was fantastic. There's a lot of slapstick action in it, like Jackie Chan-esque at times. Yeah. Someone gets vodka spat or spilled on him. At the same time, someone else is like throwing a cigarette, which gets slapped onto the vodka-soaked body now.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so
what are we doing?
we're talking about our top action stars. So because it was John Cena and Idris Elba are two of the, I guess, current day action stars, I thought we'd talk about some of our favourite action stars.
So how many are we doing?
I did three.
Three? Okay,
and another very big list.
You just went to IMDb and went action stars, copy, paste.
I kind of did, but I went through and I had a look. I did three to talk about, and then just a list of, here's a running list of a bunch of people who would be considered GOATs, maybe not to me, but definitely to somebody.
I've got an honourable mention on my dad's behalf, which you two will fucking hate, but Dad was a big fan.
Well, I'll start it off.
You start.
So my number one all-time favourite action star, not massive in America, not very well known in America. You may know him from a couple of things. He was in what's the Star Wars one, the prequel one that Andor leads into?
What?
What's the
Rogue One.
Rogue One. He was in Rogue One. So Donnie Yen is he's my number one action star.
John Wick 4, wasn't it? That one?
Yes, he plays the blind guy in John Wick 4.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's probably in the States better known as a martial arts choreographer, but he is one of the all-time greatest martial arts stars over in Eastern countries. Mm-hmm. He did the Ip Man movies. Which are phenomenal if you want to see some really, really well choreographed martial arts films.
I've seen them come up every now and again. I'm just never delved in it because there's about 4 of them now. 5?
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I've always seen them. I've just never watched them.
Yeah, really, really good films. But he's just phenomenal. And he's also, he's in one of my favourite films, Highlander Endgame, which was the 4th Highlander film where it brings the TV series Highlander and the movie series Highlanders together. And he's in that, and he does some great martial arts in that as well. And yeah, that's my number 1, Donnie Yen.
Okay. Do you want to go, Zach, or will I?
No, you go.
Okay. My number 1, Bruce Willis. Really? Fucking oath. When I was growing up, my favorite Christmas movie, fucking Die Hard, and the way that could spiraled into his whole fucking Die Hard franchise and everything else he was in. He's been in some incredible movies. I mean, yeah, as I said, Die Hard, Fifth Element, Armageddon. He was in Shyamalan's Unbreakable and Glass, Pulp Fiction. A little more recently, like Looper is a fucking incredible film that if you haven't watched, go and watch the shit out of that. He's in The Expendables, Sin City, 12 Monkeys.
The prosthetics in Looper, it's hard to get past that on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's, those prosthetics.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It was tough.
That's fine.
It was tough.
Just look past that. And Looper was great.
Hard.
It
Well,
was
bad.
fucking great. And I mean, he was, I don't know what his diagnosis was, but he did get a diagnosis in the last
Something to do
few
with
years.
it's something brain related. Anyway.
Yeah.
He can't remember properly, blah, blah, blah. But his last couple of movies, there are actually scenes where you can see his earpiece where he was having lines fed to him.
Sure. But I mean, like for him to sort of set up a little nest egg, because apparently he needed one in the last couple of years that he was performing. He did 22 movies from 2020, or that were released from 2021 to 2023.
He was in Sin City too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. 12 of those movies were released in 2022.
Yeah, and so those
Smashed
movies,
him out.
funnily enough, if you look into him, he would turn up and he would film for like 5 days.
Yep.
And he would film all of his scenes.
Yep.
And then they would get all the other actors in. And then they would shoot the film normally with all the other actors. And those actors would just react or talk to someone offset.
stand-in or something, yeah.
So no, they very rarely would they actually interact with Bruce Willis in those movies. And it was literally just to get him on the poster.
Yeah.
And I watched a
And
couple of them.
he'd make a lot of money. He made like mental amounts, like millions.
Stupid
for each one he
amount of
did
money.
too.
I've watched a couple of them. I went in there with expecting nothing, and I came out. I'm like, that wasn't too bad. Like for what they did to slapstick them together, I'm like, hey, that was pretty fucking good. I enjoyed that. Well done for your fucking 22 movies.
I watched one. It was like a space one.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I had no idea what the plot was. I can't remember.
The one that sticks out to me is the one called Apex, where he was more or less found and taken to an island to do the whole the biggest killer on the island type thing, which was awesome. Yeah, my number 1, Bruce Willis.
All right, so my number 1, I haven't really put them in any order, but my first one I'm going to talk about sort of leads off from you. So again, he's probably not the best, but he was one of the first action series that I got into, which was Lethal Weapon. So Mel Gibson.
Very good.
So Lethal Weapon was fantastic. It was probably still up there with some of my favorite action cop movies of all time. So, but yeah, I know he's done a few other things since then, but I'll always remember for Lethal Weapon.
Have you watched Boss Level?
No.
Oh,
That was very fucking good.
fuck! That's a good movie. It's just one of those movies that went, here, we've got an idea. It's this big. Can we make a movie out of that? Like, fuck yes, we can.
Yeah.
Let's just make a movie. And essentially, it's Groundhog Day, but presented in the way of, if you're a video game character and you die at this point of the game, you go back to the start and you can get a little further time. And it was fucking mental.
It took you back purely to your 90s nostalgia of being unable to save your fucking game, but remembering what to do to get past that point.
And
So
Mel Gibson's the boss, essentially.
It's Frank Grillo.
Yeah,
I think,
Frank Grillo. Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
I'm pretty
it's
sure
on one
it
of
was.
them. I
It's
saw it the other day on
fucking
great.
Boss level.
Boss Level. It was thoroughly. It was like one of those ones we went, well, we'll go and watch this at the movies, and you watch, you're like, that was fucking awesome.
It's currently on Netflix.
I had so much fun walking out of that one.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 2, and funnily enough, we are staying with Eastern culture, and that is Mr. Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Yeah, he was my number 2.
He's also on my list, but
Yep.
I'll talk about how he's on my list in a second.
We'll go around the table and talk about. I mean, the dude is just. I still remember the first time I watched Rumble in the Bronx. Oh my god, it blew my fucking mind watching him do those. And then at the end, when you're like, oh, he actually does. Like they show all those parts at the end, and you're like, oh, he actually. And the part where he breaks his ankle, and then for like half the movie, he's filming in a fucking cast. Like the part where he gets towed behind the the hovercraft.
Yeah, yeah.
They just painted a boot on his cast, and he's doing it by. And then after throughout the years, I just kind of learnt more and more about him. The dude is just incredible. Like one of his first jobs nearly broke his back, so then he's like, all right. He's pretty much dedicated his career to making sure stuntmen are treated better and stuff like that, and all this kind of stuff. And then also learning the fact he's like a number one chart-topping musical artist and stuff in Hong Kong, and like he has feet in everything, and he's so good.
And,
He's just amazing.
from an acting perspective, I mean, he's got his American movies, or he's in Americanized movies and whatnot. Like that is just a little pebble in the fucking ocean of the things that he's been involved with on screen. Like go back to
Police Story was one of his big ones.
Yeah, I mean, he's in so much and so much bigger over in Eastern culture. Like it's phenomenal.
A lot of people only see him from his sort of like action comedy movies he does over here, like in Hollywood and things. But yeah,
Have you watched Foreigner?
No, I've heard of it.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, that's more of a serious one for him.
Oh yeah, very serious. Essentially, he turns himself into a terrorist in it.
Yeah, that's what I say, because he does a lot more of the serious, dramatic sides of things back in Hong Kong and those sort of movies. So
correct.
But yeah, Jackie Chan, I think he's up there for everyone.
He was up there for me. And it was one of those things where I had Jackie Chan definitely further in front of this other guy, but I had Jet Li. So them two sort of together has been like
so did I.
Because they're almost from at least talking from an Americanized perspective, they're two sides of a coin, in my opinion.
That was such a good movie.
And I found that like the movie roles that they get involved with, Jackie Chan is more of like action comedy, whereas Jet Li's is more action drama or action thriller. And I think that like they're just both incredible. And I think one of the best ways to sort of see both of them on screen and just to sort of really personify that is the movie that I wrote down.
The monkey.
Yeah, The Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah, Forbidden Kingdom,
where you see it like Jackie Chan is a drunken monk, and whereas Jet Li is the Monkey King, but he's also like that the stoic monk throughout until he gets those monkey-esque sort of traits and being like a little
monkey.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, leading up to the point where you get like that monkey reveal, it's really good, and it really shows them two on screen and what is really about their careers leading to that point. Like the movie's great. It's not one of the best movies out there, but I just thought it was a really good nod to how they got there, so to speak.
Yeah, well, so I got again back to Lethal Weapon. So he was in Lethal Weapon 4, and that's what sort of introduced me to him, and I sort of spun off from there. But my favorite Jet Li movie is The One. Like that movie is the idea, the concept behind it, and how it was executed was brilliant. And I just remember the end scene where like old mates at top of the fucking tower and everyone's just running up to get him. As like that was just brilliant.
Yeah, it was a very, very good film. All right, so my number 2 was Jackie Chan. That was everyone's number 2, so we might as well go around again.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my number 3, before we do number 3s, actually, let's give a couple honourable mentions before our number 3.
Can I throw my dad's out?
You can throw your dad's out. So you each get one honourable mention, and then we'll do our number 3s, and then we can do a couple more honourable mentions.
So Dad, and therefore I, at a young age, was indoctrinated into this actor, Steven Seagal. So today I can look at him and go, yep, he's not very good. But back in the day,
even back in the day, he wasn't good,
mate. Under Siege 2, brilliant.
He dies right at the start of Under Siege 2, doesn't he?
No, he's in it. Under Siege 1 is the Navy ship. Under Siege 2 is the train.
Oh, didn't he die? I thought he died at the start of Under Siege 2. I can't remember.
No, one of them they sort of fake his death in it, and that's how he sort of gets through it all.
Yeah.
But he's alive throughout. But yeah, it was the same movie wrapped in something else in all of his movies, basically, up until the point where they had to dub his voice because he couldn't speak in some of them. But yeah, like Dad loved it. I was 12, was like, this is fucking sick. And yeah.
Well, my honourable mention and
you just can have it.
Yeah, fuck things.
I knew you wouldn't like it. I did say you wouldn't like it.
So my honourable mention is actually, it's a newer action star.
Okay.
And it's this person deserves all the props they're going to get, and hopefully they get many, 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 many more action roles because they are phenomenal in it, and that is Etta Diaz.
I knew that was coming from
you.
You
were going to say that.
She's so good at action, and she needs all the action roles. Just feed them to her. I'll watch any movie where she is an action star in it.
I think
it's phenomenal.
There's a few people along those lines who, definitely I'd agree with. her. Samara Weaving is another one. A little more on the drama
No,
side.
Samara Weaving's more. She's more stepping into the role of final girl.
You reckon?
Yeah, she's doing a lot of final girl roles, which I'm all for.
Yep.
Like Ready or Not. That other one, that one I talked about, Borderline, that I talked about the other day.
That's true.
Asriel, like she's more the final girl, which I think she's like taking and running with, which I'm glad she is.
Hey, if she enjoys it,
phenomenal.
she fucking comes across brilliantly.
Because I mean, it's still technically an action star, but they're not really action movies.
Yeah, I
they're
get
more
that.
horror-esque movies.
I get that.
What about your honourable?
Honourable mention, I'll go Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enough said, man.
Enough said.
Okay, so my number 3, this man, he's one of the reasons I did martial arts when I was young. Or might have been martial artist. Fucking hell, there you go. He's in some of the classics. And the big one is Bloodsport. My man, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Dude couldn't act for shit, but fuck could he do martial arts, and he looked good doing it.
I think that was just the role of the action stars back in the day. Acting was second as long as the fight scenes were good.
Jean-Claude, Arnie, Sylvester. I mean,
Sylvester can act.
I will say he can act
better
now.
Yeah.
Back then, he couldn't fucking act.
But Jean-Claude, I loved Jean-Claude. Everything he was in, I would always watch. He was phenomenal in them. Unfortunately, he kind of went away a bit like that. But then if you watch, there's a movie that came out called JVCD, and it was essentially him, and like it was him being very honest about
It's a documentary,
himself.
wasn't it?
No, it was like a kind of mockumentary-ish kind of thing. But it's a really good movie, and pretty much he turns to the camera at one point. He's like, "Look, I'm sorry, I've done some fucking horrible things, blah, 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 blah. And he's just very honest and in it and raw and stuff, and it's really good. But yeah, like Bloodsport, sensational. Time Cop, come on. Time Cop was so good. The part where like the dude goes to electrify the ground, so he just jumps up and does the splits on the kitchen counter and stuff.
I think that's the most iconic Jean-Claude scene.
There's a really popular one where I can't remember what movie it is. I think it's one where someone takes over an ice hockey rink, but there's a scene where he's teaching a ballet class and he does the splits on a chair. But the splits he does, he's like sinks into it. So it, like his legs are almost like a fucking V. And then someone comes in and makes fun of him for being in tights as a ballet dancer. So he just beats the shit out of him there and then. He's like, yeah, that's what ballet lets me do, motherfucker.
I do remember that.
So
actually.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
All right, for mine, I did this for a very simple reason, and that is because this person can walk into an action movie, say one simple line within said action movie, and walk out. And that is, yes, you can.
Samuel L. Jackson.
100%. That guy can walk in and say, "What do you want, motherfucker?" And that is him in the movie. Done. Perfect. Give him a fucking Golden Globe. Moving on. He's been in, Snakes on a Plane.
Oh,
Pulp Fiction.
sensational movie.
Pulp Fiction, Shaft, The Unbreakable and Glass again, Hitman's Bodyguard from recent things. Django, Snakes on a motherfucking Plane, Kingsman, Deep Blue Sea. He's within Star Wars. He's within the MCU.
Motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
He's iconic. And
he
even if
was a great choice for Nick Fury.
And even if he doesn't have necessarily much of a heavily involved within action scenes per se, he's still within those action movies as an action star and is just prominent within them. So yeah, for me it was Samuel Jackson.
I watched a really good interview with him recently where he pretty much said he goes, I don't care about Oscars or any of that. So I've never been the actor that's like, I'm going to take this movie because it'll get me an Oscar. He goes, I do movies that I want to do. And that's why I've ended up in movies like Snakes in a Plane or like names of these movies. He goes, they're fucking fun to do.
Yeah.
They are enjoyable to watch. Yeah. And I'll continue doing these. He goes, yes, I've been in major franchises like Star Wars and Marvel and stuff. But he's like, it's fun. I just enjoy acting, and if you give me something that looks like it's going to be fun to do, I'll come fucking do it.
Exactly. Which is where he goes into things like Coach Carter, where he was fucking brilliant in
that movie was so good.
He's just incredible on screen.
I must say, it was no Remember the Titans, but it was still a good movie.
It was up there.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with him talking about how he got onto Star Wars. He was doing an interview where he just said, I was asked, is there a director you haven't worked with that you'd like to? He's like, George Lucas. Like, I grew up loving those Star Wars movies. If I'd love it.
So his phone started ringing
And
during the interview.
So then he was like, I was off shooting another movie which was near Lucas's ranch, and they're like, he'd like to talk to you and discuss it. So they have a chat. He's like, I'll see what you can do. Like, he's like, I don't care. Like, I just want to be a stormtrooper. Like, no one has to know it's me. If I'm a stormtrooper, walk across screen, I'm happy
to do it.
And that's when he was like, oh no, we'll find something for you. And that ends up with the Mace Windu. And even then, he goes on, he gets the call going, George needs you in London in like 2 weeks' time. Be there. Yep. Hasn't seen a script. Doesn't know anything. He's in someone else's dressing room when they start bringing the costume, thinking, oh, this guy must be the Jedi. I was like, no, these are your robes. Like, I'm going to be a Jedi? Wait, I'm going to get to talk to Yoda? Fuck yeah, this is fantastic.
And also, he changed the lore of Star Wars as well. Because
His purple saber.
His purple saber. Because there was no such thing ever as purple sabers. And he said to George, like I want.
Can I have a purple
I want
saber,
a purple
please?
lightsaber. Which therefore changed the lore for good in Star Wars.
So he described how he got his lightsaber. So basically, the saber itself, the handle, there was about 12 on the thing. He's like, oh, I want this one. George Lucas then got was it MFD or something? Like MFB, sorry, inscribed on the trigger button.
He has that in on all his clothes and stuff, and yeah.
So that was inscribed on his lightsaber.
What is it? Something bad motherfucker or something like
Motherfucking.
I think it's BMF, bad motherfucker.
That
or
might be,
something,
yeah.
something like that. He's great.
All for it.
All right, mine is Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
I think he speaks for himself from Speed, Matrix, up until the John Wick franchise
You
now.
haven't mentioned the best of his action films, and that is Point Break.
Yes, that was coming. You interrupted.
I wish they didn't remake that.
Oh God, we've talked about that before. So go on.
But yeah, so it's Speed was sort of out a little bit before I was able to watch it
I
properly. At the
can't
time.
remember the name of the movie. It's about a bus that couldn't slow down, and if speed dropped below 40, it would blow up. I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
So I'm if you search on IMDb, it comes up with Speed. I've talked about that before, but yeah, he's great. I think from everything he does, and now I said like the John Wick movies of recent days, being in SpongeBob as well. Like he's
I hope he comes back as Constantine. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's happening, but
the
I
movie's
mean,
coming. We don't know
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
It is happening.
Yeah.
But
apparently the script's written for it and everything. So.
Yeah, but he didn't like the script. He said him to go do it again. Hence I hope he comes back as Constantine.
Oh, fucking the scene with the devil, man. Oh,
Perfect.
Such a good scene.
But yeah, I think he's fantastic.
We digress.
And old love's in. I can't remember what her name is. The chick. There's a chick in that movie. All of her scenes are cut except for one. When he walks in and the holy water starts coming out of the sprinklers, that's like a shot right on her face, and you see her. She's a famous actor now, but at the point she wasn't a famous
I have
actor.
to go and rewatch this movie. I love it.
But apparently she had scenes throughout the whole movie, but they all got cut.
Who are you talking about?
I can't remember I can't remember her name.
Was she meant to be big in it?
She was meant to have a role in it throughout
Right.
the film. She's one of the demons.
Oh.
But she's only in this one scene where the water sprays down and their faces start burning and they scream. And it's like a clear shot of her, and it's kind of like you're meant to know who this person is shot.
Okay.
But you don't, because all of her scenes were cut from the film.
Sure.
So yeah, it's very, very weird.
Okay. I have to go back and have a gander.
Any honorable mentions? No,
because that's
Gabrielle.
I didn't think so.
Tilda Swinton. Everyone knows who fucking Tilda Swinton is. Come on.
You went on a rant about a character that you couldn't discuss, so.
I'll figure it out.
Right. I'm going to throw another honorable mention before you go forward. It's just Tom Cruise. I think what he does with Mission Impossible movies, he's doing his own stunts and things like that, is to be credited.
Yeah,
he does it well.
Definitely. I agree.
Yes, very much so.
I'm going to just fucking rattle off my list.
Go for
why
it.
not?
We can talk about some of them.
Clint Eastwood, Chuck Norris, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Harrison Ford, John Claude, Mel Gibson, Wesley Snipes, Vin Diesel, Steven Seagal, Liam Neeson, Sylvester Stallone, Nick Cage, Keanu Reeves, Dwayne Johnson, Tommy Lee Jones, Tom Cruise, Jessica Alba, Charlize Theron, Halle Berry, Lucy Liu, Jamie Lee Curtis, Scarlett Johansson.
Charlize Theron, man, that she is.
Have you watched The
blonde.
Old Guard?
I didn't like The Old Guard, but Blonde.
Number 2 comes out
Is
soon.
it
It's out.
Blonde?
Oh, it's out.
It's out.
Is it called Blonde?
Blonde, yeah.
Atomic
That one
Blonde?
where- Atomic Blonde.
yeah.
That's it. Oh fuck, that was a good movie.
Yes.
I watched that going into. I'm like, holy shit, she kicks ass in that
Her,
film. man.
her character in Fast and Furious had promise, and then they just went a different route and
Yeah.
fucked her character.
Yeah.
I was like,
Is she dead now in that?
no, I don't think so.
I think she might have died in the
She
last
dies in one of like.
Yeah, because she goes in to
Oh,
take on all her henchmen.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't necessarily show her dead.
Because she turns into a goodie at the end.
Oh,
All the baddies turn into goodies.
Goodie-ish. It's all about family. She'll come back in the next one as family.
And Wesley Snipes, man. Oh, him as the baddie in Demolition.
That was so good. You could see how much fun he was having in that. Fucking great.
And Blade. I mean, the Blade films.
Brilliant.
Blade 2, man. Guillermo del Toro. Oh, so good.
Such a clever man.
Such a good movie. And I loved him in Deadpool. He's like, there's only one blade, motherfucker.
Yeah, only one blade, motherfucker. And yet we've got Ali's movie. Apparently, it's back on the fucking books. So who fucking knows what's happening? Actually, I did see something interesting during the week about that movie, like the new Blade and whatnot. So apparently, they got so far that they were ready to start filming. Like they had sets done, they had costumes done, they were ready to go. And they cut it, went obviously because the movie was meant to come out by now, I think, and they've just fucking keep talking about it.
We're meant to be in Avenger movies now.
Exactly. So they had all of the sets and costumes and whatnot. So they used all the costumes in Sinners.
I read that. Yeah, I did read that they used the Blade stuff in Sinners.
Which would have been like an interesting take on what we would have, interesting piece of what we may have gotten with Blade, which I now really want to fucking see because it would have been a 1920s
so
Blade.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of
which would have been
back and forth in time and all that kind of stuff.
I think it would have been sick.
Marky Mark is the last one I'll throw out of a newish one. I don't mind some of his stuff.
Yeah, I thought about putting him on there, but I was kind of like, you know what? Nah. AJ kind of did with Anna de Armas. Is there a newer up and coming action star that you've been interested in that you'd like to see more of? I don't know, really. I mean, there's
I like Ryan Gosling as an action star.
Yeah,
he's good as an action star.
I think the one thing, like, and it's probably a good like bring up that you've done there is I think actors these days they're so far spread, like they're far less pigeonholed into like an action or this is a drama base or this is a thriller base or whatever. They're far more spread. So whoever the actor is, you will see them in fucking everything. Whereas the people we've spoken about, typically, like you will find them in action films. They might dabble into other things, but they're in action films.
And usually if they're dabbling, it's a comedy movie because, again, they can still have some of that action-ish sides of things to it.
Exactly. So no, I think that, yes, there are going to be people who come through and are very prominent within action movies. As for the GOAT perspective, I think it won't be for quite a long time until we see that, if you know what I mean. Like, it just depends on their output and what they sort of end up being.
Let's quickly finish this off with a few pieces of news. We got probably 5 minutes to get through some stuff. Okay, so what do we got here?
So we'll get through one.
For the Apple TV show For All Mankind, if you haven't watched it, fucking watch it. It's amazing. Essentially, it's an alternate history where Russia beats America to the moon. And each season takes place 10 years further on in the storyline. Apple TV For All Mankind is getting a spin-off with Star City, only this time we're getting the Russians version of the alternate history. So it'll be from the Russians' POV instead of the Americans' POV like the actual For All Mankind series is.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So it'll be the same storyline as season one, but it'll be the Russian side of things instead of the Americans, which I think is a really interesting idea for a spin-off.
Yeah,
redoing the same show just from a different point of view.
That's a good idea. Like they do it quite a lot through DC Comics nowadays, where rather than doing just that hero's perspective, they'll bring the villains and do a lot more villain arcs, which is quite cool. I will jump in here because I just seen the other actor who passed away. It was Julian McMahon.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Australian actor.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to wrap three sort of small ones into one, all anime related. So we had Anime Expo with Crunchyroll's things coming out the other day. So the creator of Full Metal Alchemist is creating a new anime called Demons of the Shadow Realm. Black Clover Part 2, I guess, or the continuation of Black Clover, it's being announced. It's coming soon. And Pokemon, the first movie, has been put on YouTube free for everyone to watch.
It has indeed.
Beautiful. I will continue on with that. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is getting a second season.
Yep.
Nice. Roofman, the movie, is coming out. It is Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, Lakeith Stanfield, Uzo Aduba, starring Roofman, an offbeat crime comedy based on an unbelievable true story. And yes, it involves living inside a Toys R Us.
Yep. There's a trailer for it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the trailer.
Yeah. I haven't seen the trailer, but I did see that. And I'll throw a second one in there. Michael Douglas has officially retired from acting, so his intent is to no longer do any more movies at the age of 80.
I read that. So him and Old Love that played the Wasp apparently both retired from Quantumania. That was their last movie.
Yeah, but the problem is she's retired a few times now.
Yeah.
Eva
Evangeline Lilly.
that's it.
Yeah. So I saw a picture. This is probably a fan-made AI, but I'd fucking be down for it. It's a Captain Planet movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's done by Boss Logic. He is an incredible artist doing a lot of digital content like that. And follow on from that, which I'll quickly go to it because I seen it today.
Is this YouTube?
No, not on YouTube, but he put up a thing which said, so if you were a studio executive and you had the opportunity to greenlight just one, what are you picking? He put up 4 of his digital arts, right? It's that one there, which is an awesome picture, Captain Planet's hand, and he's holding all of the rings. Biker Mice from Mars, but it looks like it's live action.
I'll take both of them.
Street Sharks,
Yep.
and it's just got a close up of one of the sharks, just with like all sorts of cuts and whatnot, like over its eye. And the other one is Gargoyles, and it's just this.
Well, Gargoyles, there is a live action that reportedly in the works.
Yeah, and this one is just one of the gargoyles, but with the stone kind of like imagine Thanos' snap, but the concrete is dripping away from his face. It looks fucking incredible, and
nice.
you are only allowed to pick one.
Okay.
I'm just going to jump on briefly.
Sorry.
Just because it's sort of links with it. So about digital content creators.
Yes.
So YouTube is changing how they monetize things. If it's AI generated or digitally created, they won't be monetizing them. So it has to be authentic things being put up.
So
there.
essentially, all those fake trailer sites are all getting demonetized.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this one is some of the best news I've ever heard. Okay, so Disney just out Disneyed themselves. At the 2025 NHL draft, Joshua Jackson and Marguerite Moreau, who are obviously Charlie and Daphne from the Mighty Ducks, came out to announce the Anaheim Ducks' first round draft pick, Roger McQueen. McQueen was then flown to Disney's California Adventure, where he met Lightning McQueen and now dons the same number 95, as the former Pistons Cup champion. That's corporate synergy at its strongest.
Bloody hell. Jason Momoa was caught moshing at Aussie's final show.
he hosted it.
Yeah, so apparently after he's just
He
jumped out.
He jumped in the mosh pit.
and just
I've
started
seen
going.
the video of it.
And I'll throw another one. This is where the franchise is headed at this point. Now, this is a photo of a couple of actors from the Fast and Furious actors, and it is a weekend at Brian's.
So
If those don't know, there is the show called Weekend at Bernie's, where Bernie, the main person, dies while they're out there, and they pretend that he is alive for the weekend, carrying him around over their shoulders, putting him on beds, on different couches and whatnot. And in this one, we've got Vin Diesel on one shoulder, and I can't remember the actor's name, but it's Han from the show under the other, carrying Brian around, which is hilarious.
I saw a thing of Vin Diesel at some sort of concert festival, something, I don't know. First of all, fuck, he's got a dad bod when he's not currently in a movie. And B, so basically came out and said there's 3 things they want to do to end the franchise, which gives me the suspicion either this is all happening in this movie. I got a stronger suspicion there's going to be another one. Basically,
another trilogy.
What? It's going to come back to
Another trilogy, each one of them 3 parts.
It's going to come back to LA like the first one was.
That's this movie.
Oh, well, that's probably this movie. It's going to heavily focus on street racing as street racing. And then they're going to reunite Vin Diesel and Brian back together.
Yeah, that's all happening in this movie, supposedly. Okay, so a couple of quick ones for each from us, and then we'll finish this up. So Fallout is officially coming back for Season 3.
Yes.
And
Season 2 out?
No.
End of the year.
Zack Snyder revealed that he originally intended to have Carla Gugino, I don't know, play Catwoman, and that his canon Batman and Catwoman had been married and were now divorced prior to the events of Batman v Superman.
Okay, that would have been cool, but oh well, we won't see it.
Yep.
I'm going to quickly throw this little theory out there, but what beings in the MCU still remember Spider-Man as being Peter Parker? Because as you know, the end of Spider-Man Brave New World, that's the new one. The Coming Home?
No Way
Coming Home. No Way Home. Whatever. Fucking one of them.
One of the homes.
Homecoming, Far From Home, Nowhere Home.
Too many fucking homes. Anywho, so this is the theory on all the people who still know who he is. So Scarlet Witch, we've seen her living in her own hex with their own defenses most likely in place. Agatha Harkness, extremely powerful magical user who's currently under the control of Wanda, so it's possible that Strange's spell wasn't able to pass. Wong, he's the current Sorcerer Supreme. The last thing he said to Strange was, "Leave me out of this." So he took it literally and did. Hulk, in the comics, Hulk's mind has a certain immunity to magic. He remembered Spider-Man's identity even though Bruce did not. So Hulk remember, Bruce doesn't. And Ultron, it's possible his brain doesn't operate the same as living beings and therefore his memory doesn't work the same. We haven't seen Avengers since Avengers Age of Ultron, but he always comes back and we are expected to see him in one of the upcoming series.
Would that not include Vision as well then?
Vision
I'd
point
put Vision in
2,
that.
so you would... You wouldn't put Vision in it because Vision is no more, but this next Vision is like the Vision 2.0, the White Vision or whatever it is. So it's like one of those catch-22 things. Because this Vision is a rebuild of his old structure. I don't know what the AI running him actually is.
So I've got 3 quick ones. Steven Spielberg asked Universal to remove all references to his films in Jurassic World Rebirth.
You almost went Seagal.
I did. Yeah, so apparently he gave once over the script and asked them to remove all the Easter eggs. James Gunn says there's a very big project for the DCU, but they aren't going to say what it is because they're afraid Marvel or another company might steal their idea. And then my last one was a question more so than anything else. Ben Grimm only ages 1 day each year he lives. He's still alive in 5012 AD and still a member of the Fantastic Four. Though sad, his family and friends are dead. Enjoying the food. Something to do with like he only ages 1 day for each something, and I was very confused as what that meant.
Well, he's a rock.
I don't know. I don't really.
It takes him 1 day to age 1 year.
Ben Grimm.
The other way around.
Ben Grimm only ages 1 day for each. Oh, that must be a typo. Each year he lives, right? Because it's each where he lives, and that's why I was like, that makes sense. It's a typo.
Exactly.
Right, I'm done.
All right, let's finish this off with saying a shout out to our American podcast listeners out there.
Let's do that.
So, fun fact: half of our American podcast listeners are from Virginia.
Cool.
So shout out to those in Virginia. Then we've got a majority of the remaining are from California, and then we've got some from Florida and Washington.
Thank you very much for supporting, listening, and coming along for our frantic rambles. We have a lot of fun doing it. We hope you have a lot of fun listening along as well.
Feel free to share it around to the other states as well.
And that is it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed our rambling about fun things, and I guess we will see you next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Or at least you'll see us.
Yeah, check out our socials in the meantime, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Stay frantic.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Frantic Nerdcast.
You can find all our latest news and information on Facebook or at franticnerdcast.com.
You can find us on Instagram at Frantic Nerdcast. Find AJ at Weird Art by AJ. Find Zach at Frantic Kaz and myself at Frantic Brock.
Please make sure to head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe for more YouTube-only content like Sequelize It and Plays Games.